Hello and welcome to the Moore Memorial Library in Norwood, Massachusetts. Today we're going to be exploring some of our digital resources that you can use from home without coming into the library. We're going to start out with our biggest catalog of ebooks and e-audiobooks, and that service is called Overdrive. Now, Overdrive is the name of the service, and they also have a very popular, easy-to-use app called Libby. We'll get to Libby in a different video. For now, we're just going to start out talking about the service itself, Overdrive. So, to see all of our digital resources, you'll come over to Books and More, and you can click on any of these options to find out more about the borrowing rules and how to use the services. But since we know we're going to use Overdrive, let's go straight to it. So click on Catalog here at the top of the page. Now this is the catalog to search for anything in any of the Minuteman libraries. That's where you'll search for a book, a DVD, you name it. But since we know that we're definitely looking at Overdrive, let's go straight to the digital collection here at the top of the page. Okay, and here we are in the Overdrive catalog. It happens to be that for the month of April, Harry Potter, the first book, is freely available to everybody all the time, and it's just the first book in the series. Cool thing is, though, it's in a lot of different languages, so feel free to give that a look. You also see a menu at the top of the page for if you want to search by a subject or you want to browse a collection. If you know that Kindle Book is your preferred format, you can find nothing but Kindle books right here. Kids and teens, stuff for the youngsters. Always available. We'll be exploring that in a minute. That's a really good way to make sure you get something right away without having to wait. And magazines. All of the magazines are also no waiting. Use them anytime you want. I'm going to point out, you see how it wants you to sign in right away? I do recommend doing that when you first get to this page, because if you were to search this page without signing in, you will only see the collection that Minuteman Library has purchased. However, the Moore Memorial Library has purchased additional copies of popular materials. So if you're signed in with your Norwood Library card, you're going to see more results than somebody who's searching this catalog without having signed in. So I do recommend signing in just to get that out of the way. You're going to need a Minuteman Library card. So if you have your Norwood Library card, make sure you have that handy. And you're going to want to use probably an email address as well if you have that handy. Let's sign in. Okay. So it guesses that we are a Minuteman Library patron, which we are, so we can leave that drop down just as it is. Okay, so we are clicking to enter our library card number, which you should have handy. Okay, and then you're typing your password. You can always reach out to somebody on staff if you're not sure what your password is. If you need to reset it, I'll show you how to do that in just a moment. All right, let's go ahead and sign in. Alrighty, and here we are. If you already know what you're looking for, you can search for it here at the top of the screen. And it kind of guesses what title you're going to be looking for. And sure enough, let's search for Where the Crawdads Sing. That one's pretty popular. Okay. So we knew going in this would be a popular title. And this is how you can tell that you're going to have to put a hold on this one. It says waitlist at the top of the icon. Down below we see we're looking at the ebook, and we can place a hold if we want. There's also an audiobook copy. You see that one has a different icon on it. Let's open up the ebook. Now what's cool about opening it up is you see that the wait time is going to be about 4 weeks. That can change if somebody decides to cancel their hold or to suspend their hold. So you may end up jumping ahead a little bit faster, but that kind of just gives you an estimation. And you can see that there are an awful lot of copies between the stuff that Norwood has purchased and the stuff that the network has purchased. Sure enough, it is a #1 best-selling title. If you did want to place a hold, you'd click there. And this is where it wants your email address. That's why I recommend having one, because it'll give you a notification when it's ready. All right, let's go back for a moment. Okay, so what if you're not looking for anything in particular? You kind of just want to see what's available. I would recommend go ahead, click on Always Available at the top of the page. And this is going to be a mix of things that are always available all of the time. And here we are on the Always Available screen. You'll see that you can limit it down by Kindle book if you want to. And you're going to see a mix of stuff that is always available all of the time, no matter what, as well as things that just got returned, so there's 1 or 2 copies available. Just like it would be if you were walking into the library and you saw a cart of books that had just been returned. That's kind of what this does as well. Right now, we have the stuff that's always available all of the time pushed to this upper part of the screen to make sure that people can find something to read right now. But let's see if we can find, like I mentioned, that experience of walking into the library and seeing something that just got returned. So I'm going to load more here. There's some magazines, and remember, magazines are always available all of the time. Aha! So for instance, these ones here are available. You see at the top of the book cover. And there are 3 copies available of Becoming. So this is one that just enough people have read it at this point that it's starting to become more available to just discover at a moment's notice like we just did. Okay. Look over here at the right-hand side of the screen and you'll see that the formats for this ebook are Kindle, Overdrive Read, and EPUB. So Overdrive Read, you could read that right here in your internet browser. Kindle book, when you borrow it, you will be getting it sent over to your Kindle. An EPUB book is also going to be read on the Libby app or on your computer. So if you want to read more about the title, you can down below here. It also gives you some similar titles that you might like. But let's say, yep, we want to go ahead and borrow this. So here we go. It's going to set you to 14 days automatically, but if you think you want a little bit more or a little bit less time, you can change that to either 7 days or 21 days. And I will let you know that once you make up your mind here, you can't change it. So make sure you kind of think ahead. I've got a lot on my reading list right now, so I'm going to change it to 21 days. And here we go to borrow. Okay. We can see that it's checked out to us until May 6th. I'm checking this out at about 4 p.m. and it will return at exactly the same time on May 6th. So it's right down to the minute. You can borrow 10 items through Overdrive with Minuteman per month. So this is my first borrow, meaning I can borrow 9 more. Now, if I'm reading with Kindle, you would click the button there. Or if you're going to read it or download it, you can do so here. Once you choose either Kindle or one of these options, that is set. You can't come back and switch it, so make sure you know which one you're going to be getting. If you were to click Kindle, which I'm not going to do, it actually will direct you over to Amazon to get your free copy. So if that's what you're going to do, make sure you know your Amazon sign-in and password information because you'll need it. And then you'll send it from Amazon to your Kindle device. Now let me walk you through your account area. If you look at the things you have checked out, you're looking at your loans, and yep, here's Becoming, and you can see the expiration date here. Now, ebooks and e-audiobooks on Overdrive can be renewed as long as nobody is waiting for them. If it's eligible to renew, a button will appear right here above the title, I believe 3 days before it's due, and you can renew it. Might just be 2 days. But when you're starting to get down to your due date, come back and look if you need to renew it. If it's possible, there will be a button. And if it's not possible, then there will not be a button. You can also do a good turn and return this early if you're all done with it, which is what we're going to do. Are you sure you want to? Yes, I do. And look at our borrows are back to 10. So you can have 10 titles checked out at a time. If you have anything on hold, it will appear over in your holds list. You can make a wish list so you don't forget anything. You can also see your reading history, but this is just for Overdrive. You're not going to see your physical book checkout history here. You can also change your settings. Now, I know that I'm a slow reader, so maybe I always want my due date to be 3 weeks. You can set that there. You can also turn off your reading history. No reason you have to save it. Right now I have my settings to all audiences, but you can change the settings if you know you're sharing your account with a younger reader, for instance. You can even change the display, which is really great, and we're glad that Overdrive does that for us. I want to show you one more thing before we're done. I'm going to go back to our main collection. I'm going to search again for Way the Crawdads Sing. But maybe that's not what I meant. Maybe I meant something totally different. See, this didn't find what you were looking for? It's going to show you similar titles that Minuteman does not own yet. Maybe I meant this one here. You can go ahead and recommend that for purchase. We review the recommendations on a regular basis, and if it looks like something we think, yes, definitely belongs in the collection, we'll go ahead and purchase a copy. And if you have any questions, one thing I really do like about the Overdrive website is their help feature. It's at the top of every page. And they do a really great job if you know which device you're using and you need some tips. They even have help videos right here, and you can search by category. And I encourage you to take advantage of the help feature if you run into any trouble. Okay, that's it for right now. I'm going to wrap this one up and show you how to use Libby, which I love and can't wait to show you.